Good morning, guys. This is our second week of our remote schooling action plan from Gimnasia Los Robles for you guys to keep up working, keep up studying, and keep on doing your best. For this week, we are going to be working on a PET exam practice, especially reading part 1 and reading part 2 overview. This is our agenda. At first, PET exam practice, the overview of reading PET exam part 1. Number 2, we have PET exam practice, overview of reading PET exam part 2. Number 3, all about what you have to do in your student and workbook. And finally, we have platforms and some recommendations. All right, for us to get started, I will be walking you through the part 1 for you to have an idea of how the PET reading part is about. Okay, as you can see here, we have an advertisement. In this test, reading part 1, you are given this kind of exercises in which you have to, well, you are expected to interpret what is the main intention of this message. It could be either an advertisement, a signal, a notice, you name it. So let's read the instructions. Look at the text in each question. What does it say? Mark the letter A, B, or C on your answer sheet. Example. To Julia from Andy. Hello, Julia. I can have Friday off to go sailing. I'm still available on both Saturday and Sunday, but Saturday is better. Let me know what's better for you, Andy. So, what is the intention of this message? A. Andy would prefer to go sailing with Julia on Saturday rather than on Sunday. Andy can go sailing with Julia on Friday if she's not free on Saturday. And finally, Andy, this message is telling you that Andy wants to go sailing with Julia on both Saturday and Sunday if possible. What would be the answer? As you notice, this is an example. The answer is A. This message says that Andy would prefer to go sailing with Julia on Saturday rather than on Sunday. This is the key word. I am still available on both Saturday and Sunday, but Saturday is better. So Andy would prefer to go sailing with Julia on Saturday rather than on Sunday. All right. Now we have the part 2 of the PET exam. Okay. Well, whereas in the first part, you are just given some messages for you to come up with the answer, for you to interpret, to infer what is the message, what is the underlying message of the advertisement. In the part 2, you are given some descriptions. Let's read the instructions. Question 6 to 10. The people below all enjoy music. 3 people. On the opposite page, this one over here, the opposite page, there are descriptions of 8 places where can have different musical experiences. So these descriptions are describing some different musical experiences. So, according to decide which place will be the most suitable for the following people. So, for Joe's, for Joe's, is A, B, or C, or D or C experience suitable, or can we say that Joe wants to go to core, wants to go to rhythm studio, words in universal? Let's see. Joe's is interested in classical music and wants to talk to professional musicians about their work. He'd like to find out more about classical instruments and actually play some music. This is let's read the core. This is a place for musical history. You learn where your favorite singers and musicians grew up and discover the processes involved in writing famous songs and producing the videos. Find out about their journey to fame and get some tips on what makes a good concert. There is still there's all you ever wanted to know about famous musicians. So, classical. So, 6 goes with A. So that's we have to do. Let's try number 7. Will wants to learn to play some of his favorite band songs and to know how his favorite singers create their own special sound. He'd like to try out some different instruments. So for 1 month only, experience the amazing sights of sounds of World Science Band, a large international group of traditional musicians and dancers. You will experience music and dance styles never heard or seen before in this country. So I would say will goes with universal. Okay, the main objective of the part 2 is for you to check to match the description this description with this one. So that's the main point. Okay, don't forget, if you have any questions next week, in this week we have an Skype conference, or by means of Google Classroom you can tape and you can post your questions. Okay, now for you guys to extra practice, I want you to go to www.examenglish.com slash pet reading and writing, okay, and practice reading test part 1 and 2. Please, once you make an example, a practice, a part, you name it, make a screenshot of the outcomes and send it to Google Classroom. So once you finish one part in this website, take either a photo or a screenshot and upload this screenshot and pictures to Google Classroom. Now book task. Students book pages 34 and 35 completed. Send the photo to Google Classroom. Workbook pages 25 and 28 completed. Send the photo to Google Classroom. Please don't you forget. Being said that, we move on to platforms. Guys, don't you forget to check English Attack on my own. Follow this guideline, access the platform, find assignments, read the instructions, complete the assignment. Why I'm asking you this? I have been asked, teacher, what do we have to do in my own? So my answer is, please read the instructions. Why? Because you have to read and write something. You have to come up with a product, a reading product. So that please read the instructions. Finally, guys, thank you for your hard work. You are doing great. Make the most of this. Here in the school, we are working out pretty hard for you to keep up all those kind of stuff regarding the school. Okay? See you later.